And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of V-Time, episode 161. I'm pretty sure. I didn't check, but I'm going to stick with it. It's a gut feeling that it's right.
It's something, right?
I know, right? Anyway, this episode is dropping in between the nation fights because we don't want to cover a V-Time that's going to be 2 hours next week. So we decided,
And
you know
also
what?
be too late.
Too late, yeah, because we got some cards we still need to talk about that we haven't even discussed yet. Oh, boy, but... hopefully everybody's enjoying nation fights, and there's going to be more. But V-Time right now, let's get straight to it. But before that, if you're interested in buying any cards from TCG Player, please use our fill link down below.
Your purchases through this link help support the channel so we can bring more great videos like this straight to you guys.
And with that scripted part of the way that Alex has almost forgotten, apparently.
It's been a while, man.
We're actually not going to go straight into the leaks. We're actually going to announce one bit of news immediately because I don't want people not hearing this. In March, specifically March 11th, there is going to be a VGCS in the UK. His Majesty, ran by Yellow Card. I will be there. Come by, play. Yeah, that's about it. Like... like, this is still a big event. Like, hopefully there's going to be a good amount of participation. Like I said, I'll be there because it's in the UK. Echo's going to be there. Eric is trying to be there. Like, a lot of people are going to be there. In the link, there's a link in the description to the registration page if you want to go. And then if you do go, I'll see you over there.
Be prepared to be lift up of this, man.
Pretty much. I know it's going to be hard to convince you to fly over the pond for that, so...
if I had the funds and the time, 100%.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, but with that actually now being out of the way, we can actually start with the leaks. And first off, start with what we were supposed to do after the last V-Time and actually talk about Unica's ride line. Yes, we have not talked about her yet.
Oh my god.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Buckle in because this is going to be I'm just going to speed through this and then we're going to talk about her. So first off, we got Almagister Pipis Mulik. I'm going to butcher all these names immediately, so just hold on. Of course, this is a starter, simple starter abilities. Soon we're going to talk about a starter that's not simple starter abilities, but we'll get to that. Moving on straight to the grade 1, Almagister Schwartz Sparata. She's the grade 1 for this ride line. Auto, when this unit is rode upon by Almagister Turan Dyna, Soul Charge 2. If the critical trigger is Soul Charge, draw a card. Act, Rearguard. Once per turn, if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, bind one trigger unit from your soul, and this unit gets power 10k until the end of turn. Very nifty. The grade 2, Almagister Turan Dyna. When this unit is rode upon by a unit with Stoicheia in its card name, choose a Almagister Schwartz Sparata from your soul, which is the grade 1, and call that card and this card to Rearguard. Act to Rearguard once per turn. If you have a Vanguard Almagister in its card name, counter +1, choose 2 trigger units from your drop and put them into your soul, and this unit gets power 5k until the end of turn. Alright, now we can discuss that.
I will say it's interesting because now, spoiler alert, we have 2 ride lines that have a similar grade 2 ability, calling the ride line out of your soul to Rearguard.
Well, in all technicality, 3 Sojidoji kind of started it. It bound its own units, then called them. You could call them from bind zones, so it basically...
But this one's actually worded almost exactly the same way as the one we're going to talk about later.
Yeah.
But it's nice because not only does it give you like ability for Rearguard skills, so in case you actually want to play these in your deck, they have decent skills, but you're guaranteed to get ones off. You get the skills off immediately when you go to your grade 3 turn.
Exactly. And not to mention, like, these 2 cards are very good to be also in the deck because the whole point of Unica, like we talked about last V-Time and read her ability, is you want to have 3 critical triggers in your bind zone. You can get them by Soul Blasting with her own ability. Now we have a grade 1 from the ride line that can grab them from Soul and put them in bind zone to gain power. It is opponent grade 3 restrictor, which we fucked up in the video that released literally before this. Lon was on not great 3 or higher, and I gave a 10k, so that's a fuck up. But hey, it is what it is. But the deck is basically meant, I'm gonna fix this situation. So if you get your triggers in hand and guard with them early, the grade 2 can put them from drop into soul, or any triggers for that point. So it's a nice soul recycling engine. About the grade 1, the fact that the soul charges do, and if you hit a trigger, draw a card, specifically a crit trigger, oh my god, that's bad. It's almost on the level of chaos bad.
It is weird though, because the deck rewards you for punishing bad habits, I guess. It is about like, oh, cool, you want to soul charge all your triggers, so you're never going to drive check them. You get a benefit from them, but I don't know if a benefit outweighs you losing the chance of crit sacking somebody. This
is a deck that wants to run 8 crits in the deck. On top of that, it's a deck that if you see 2 crits in your opening hand, you're literally sitting there, do I even put them back? Do I just keep them in hand and discard them and then put them in soul and go? And on top of that, this is a deck that if people have already watched the video, oh my god, fucking run a crit trigger as a starter, because the draw is nice. Breaking is not nice.
Yeah, it's no bueno.
No bueno. But overall, the deck looks interesting, and it's getting support in set 10, but it also got a lot of good support in set 9 with the double rare Kit's Peak Griffin. It's a grade 2 double rare. We thought it was going to be a little bit bigger than it is. It's not a bad card, but it could be better. Because its ability is auto rearguard. When this unit is placed on rearguard, if you have a Vanguard Almagestor in its card name, choose 2 trigger units from your drop and put them into your soul. So another way to fix your soul trigger situation. Continuous rearguard Guardian Circle. If you have a critical trigger on your bind zone, whatever. This unit gets power 5k, shield 5k, and this is also active on your opponent's turn.
It's the beefy rear card on your opponent's turn.
I mean, to be fair, Almagestor Unica gains honestly a really decent amount of power. It doesn't have multi-attack, but the grade 2 and the grade 1 from the ride line, if you make it into a column and activate both of their abilities, that is a 33k column on its own.
Yeah. The one thing we've noticed about the deck is that it has potential. It has threat. It has numbers. Maybe it needs some multi-attack, but the biggest problem with the deck is consistency. Yeah. It's very, very inconsistent to get the abilities off.
This is the sad part. If you don't see crits, not on drive checks, just period, this deck is doing nothing.
Yeah.
It's one of the reasons why we ran Pandemonium, just blindly soul charge 4. If we hit crits, we hit crits. If we hit any triggers, at least we're doing something. Because a fun fact about this deck, just one thing I want to mention, Gungram, probably butchering that name, the grade 1 from set 1, that's on play Soul Charge 1 and Soul Blast 3 draw card is really good in this deck. I'm saying this because you can Soul Blast 3 and then through all of the fucking support this deck has gotten, just keep putting back triggers into your soul. So that Soul Blast 3 is almost free to draw.
True. Well, the more you know.
Exactly. Anyway, that's been Unica. Like I said, she's getting some set 10 support. So we'll see what actually can make her good. But we're now going to cover some last lingering good cards from set 9. We won't cover everything. But these are some highlights. For example, we've got to see the double rare Persona Ride unit, as well as the Dragon Tree grade 1 for Dark States. Ain't that right?
This thing is dumb.
It is.
This is so dumb.
What is it?
It's a Clean Sweep Dragon. It's grade 2, double rare. Acts rear guard once per turn. If you Persona Road this turn, cost counterblast 1. Put a total of up to 3 of you and your opponent's cards, and your opponent puts them into their soul.
Or you put into the respective soul.
Oh, sorry. You put them into their respective soul, yes. And then this unit gets power +5 for each card chosen by this effect.
So 25k beater on its own that can be literally a field remover.
No, it's a 35k on its own because you have the Persona Ride for it to go off.
You're right. You're completely right.
So it's a big chunky rear guard that pops 3 cards on your opponent's side of the board. Chris said it beautifully in his tweet, one of his tweets. He showed a picture of he had 3 trick moons.
Yeah, he had 3.
And he's like, and then the opponent used a clean sweep and sucked up all the trick moons in the back row to his soul.
Hey, on the bright side, you can get one of them easily. Just Soul Blast, use the ability, and get it back on board.
I know, but you have to go through loopholes to get it all back.
Yeah. I will say it's a fucking amazing card. A lot of decks can very much benefit from having that extra soul. Like, for example, Eva, you get rid of 2 Obscurates on the board easily with this. But at the same time, you give Eva some soul, which for Eva, soul is a really good resource to use.
Same goes for Jet. They'd love to have all that soul.
Exactly. So it's a give and take card. Like, you get removal, but at the same time, you do give your opponent some stuff. It's not retire, but it is a fucking beefy unit and a removal at that.
Man, if only Jet Persona Road.
I know, right?
It's supposed to be a great Jet card.
Anyway, moving on, we're going to look at the Dragon Tree Grade 1. Alex, take it away.
Dragon Tree Wretch Demon Schrader. Auto, when this unit is placed on rear guard, counterblast 1, choose one of your rear guard Dragon Tree, put a Dragon Tree marker on it. Use same skill. Its other skill is act, rear guard once per turn. If your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, cost Soul Blast 2, choose a grade 1 or less card from your soul and call it to rear guard in the same column as this unit. On first hand, you're like, Gungram and Swirler is pretty much your go-to targets. There's just still charge back.
There's other grade 1s, and you can really make this deck work. What we didn't do in the Dragon Tree recording of this Dark Stage that's already out is I wish we put Pandemonium in, because oh my god, I thought we are going to be soul charging a lot easier, but Pandemonium would have helped a lot. Like a lot.
Hey, there's a reason the guy ran it in the episode.
Yeah, you live, you learn. Maybe next time. Overall, it does Dark States things. Soul Blast 2, call a card. It is technically Soul Blast 3. But like you said, Gungram and Swirler, if you get to call them, you basically soul charge 1 back. So the overall next soul is just 2.
Yeah.
All right. Time for the big boys.
Yes.
All right, so you guys already probably know it. It's been out already, but we're going to read it and we're going to review it. Because the big boss unit, the Gize unit of this set was released, and we got a different starter finally.
Yes. With the very big wall of text.
Oh, yeah, like always. Anyway, we got Gryphosit. I forget the PH is an F sound, even though my name is Philip. But not spelled PH. You know what I mean.
Right.
Anyway,
Yes.
Gryphosit. Wall text, holy shit. Is a starter for the Dragon Tree deck, and it begins by saying you can have a total of 5 cards in your ride deck, made up this card, 3 Calamity cards, and a over trigger. So your over trigger is in your ride line. Continuous. Vanguard, this unit gets power 2k for each Calamity card with a different card name in your soul. Auto Vanguard, at the beginning of your main phase, choose a Calamity card from your ride deck and put it into your soul. And then cost, put 3 Calamity cards from your soul that were in the ride deck into the ride deck face up. Search your hand or deck for up to 1 Dragon Tree of Ecliptic Decimation Gryphogila. Write it as stand, and if you searched your deck, shuffle your deck. If you wrote a card, choose 2 of your rear guards and put a Dragon Tree marker on each of them. Holy shit.
I just realized a fun thing about this card.
And that is?
So it's a cost to ride into the big guy. You don't have to pay the cost.
You don't have to pay the cost, but if you don't pay the cost, you're doing nothing.
No. If somehow this deck gets support down the road and it's a bunch of grade 0 stuff, and you just keep putting calamities into your soul, you can just make this thing a big chunky defensive card until you decide you want to go into the grade 10.
See, the way this effect is worded, because it's an auto ability at the beginning of your main phase, I always forget how this stuff works because it says period and then cost. It doesn't say if, it doesn't say and, it doesn't say we. I think you can still just not pay the cost and next turn still be able to pay the cost and do it without putting anything from your ride deck into soul. But at the same time, I could be wrong, and then you just cuck yourself for the whole game and you stay on a grade 0.
Yeah. Just make sure that you don't soul blast your ride line, because you never get that.
Nope. I mean, I can't think of any card that soul blasts while you're still a grade 0 Vanguard.
Yet.
Regardless, the fact that you get 2 Dragon Tree markers means that one of the Dragon Tree grade 1s just needs to make one more marker to get to 3. And why is 3 important? Well, Dragon Tree of Ecliptic Decimation Granfia.
Before you read the effect, fun fact is the Dragon Tree markers that we did get are the same effect as not Dragon Tree markers, but the Calamity cards. They're still the exact same effect as the Calamity cards we got from set 8.
Correct. But different arts.
Yes, different arts and different names, I think, too, maybe.
So basically, if you bought set 8, you have 4/5 of the ride line already made.
Yes. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yes. Decimation, Ecliptic Decimation, yada yada, Granfia. It's a grade 10, 13k base, 1 critical boss unit. Continuous Vanguard. During your turn, this unit gets power of 5k for each Dragon Tree marker on your rearguard. If you have 3 or more Dragon Tree markers, this unit gets a critical. So literally displacing one of the grade 1s already gets you a crit on Vanguard. Nifty. Auto Vanguard. Once per turn, when this unit attacks a Vanguard, choose a face-up Calamity card from your ride deck and you remove it. If you did not remove a card, choose an over trigger from your deck, a ride deck, reveal it, activate all of its trigger effects and additional effects, remove it, and stand all of your rear guards on rearguard circles with a Dragon Tree marker. At first, this sounds fucking busted.
This is a very underwhelming effect. I will say this now. Correction. Being able to make 2 Dragon Tree markers and be able to have double critical most of the time, because you're probably going to get at least one more from it. You're the great wretch. Means that you're going to be double critical through most of the game, and your rear guards are going to have +5s on them or whatever.
+10 column, potentially +5, depending on how things go.
So you're going to get power, you're going to get crit threat, but that's about all you're doing for about 4 turns.
Pretty much. Like 3 turns. The 4th turn is the kill turn.
Yeah, like I'll tell you now, if you play in this deck and you somehow live long enough to get that over trigger off, you deserve to get that over trigger off.
See, that's the beauty about it. After we've played literally all 5 nations, I've noticed something. If you manage to live that long, you've crippled your opponent's resources, guard potential, damage, rear guards, whatever it be, to the point where if you do get the effect off, they're more than likely dying.
Yeah.
There have been games. Yeah, but even if they hit their over trigger, they gotta guard 2 attacks that have over triggers now.
True.
So even then, you can still kill them outright. Like, look at it this way: there have been the games we've recorded and the games we've published and not published yet. The amount of times like Dragon Tree has gotten this close, and it was literally like, man, if you got there, I would have been dead. Because the 5 attacks, even at the point when you get there, because it's not just 3 swings, it's swing rearguard. I have to guard 2 more attacks that can either potentially give me the higher damage or already kill me if I'm at 5, and then a Vanguard swings and activates the over trigger. And if we go just quickly through all the over triggers, Dragon Empire, restand the Vanguard, there's another Vanguard swing. If you play Esperadias, that's 8 attacks. Dark States, it's only a 3 critical, 100 million potentially. If not, there's definitely 100 million on a rear guard. Like, Dark States is the most underwhelming, but still, it's 3 critical Vanguard. Keter, if you have grade 3s on the board, that's 6 drive checks on 5 after 2 attacks and on 3 more attacks.
Yeah, if you build it right, you can technically get 8 drive checks because you can run grade 3 bastions and have triple drive.
You're not wrong. Yeah, even that can happen. So there's possibilities there. And then Stoicheia, 10k heal, draw, critical is still strong. And then let's not even mention Brandt Gate, just like double the crits and power on the board. They're definitely dying. So overall, like at that point of the game, you're definitely winning. The problem is getting to that point of the game.
Exactly.
Anyway, unless you got anything else to add to this nifty grade 10, maybe for premium.
Oh yeah, premium. If you really want to go cheese your opponent to death, you play this in Valkyrion. You use Valkyrion's effect to rip this to get 10 drive checks. So this plus the one Uranus Vanguard restands the Vanguard, their Valkyrion means you get 15 drives.
Mm-hmm.
But you're like, oh, cool. Well, this is R&D. You know, you're how are you gonna see this on the top 5? It's called you discard this early in from somehow, and then you use a support card from Keter that Soul Blast 1. Look, choose a grade 2 or greater card from your drop, put it on top of your deck.
Problem solved.
Go have fun. go make people hate you.
Well,
I'm not going to figure that deck out, but whenever somebody figures that deck out, I'll make it.
I want to see people abuse this in premium. You know what's the fun part? It's never going to happen because nobody's going to actually call this card in premium on a rear guard. But there's I think in Gen, there's a card in one of the clans. I can't remember right. But it's one of those things like retire one of your opponent's rear guards, and for each grade of that rear guard, retire, draw a card. A card like that exists, and it's like, oh, look, grade 10. Let me just draw 10 cards. It's never going to happen. Nobody's going to put this grade 10 on the rear guard. But still.
Oh,
nobody can put this grade 10 on the rear guard, technically.
No,
it's
they
a grade
can.
10.
They can, technically.
A superior call,
superior call it.
Normal call, nothing can.
No. But fun fact is, if you're doing the whole Valkyrion cheese thing, there's also a promo that says whenever you attack, you can Soul Blast, and then it gets +5 for every grade of the card Soul Blasted.
Yeah.
So give it +50, so I think it becomes a 60k swinger on its own after you do all this crap.
And it's great. This card's great. And it just might get support, because one of the things I did want to mention is the Dragon Tree markers it makes. When we first got them, they had a little bit of a redacted text or a cover text. Now we have the full ability. During your turn, if you have a Vanguard with Dragon Tree or Mass Quest in its card name, all of the units on this circle get power 5k. So Mass Quest is potentially the next boss unit that we might be getting in set 10. And I'm curious to see what that card's going to do if Dragon Tree, if Grifogila is what it is.
And I'm going to laugh if we don't get it in set 10, because that means we have to wait till probably set 12 before we even see it. It's like just the biggest lead up to a boss.
I know, right? But as future, and with that, actually set 9 has finished, and we can actually look forward to set 10. And set 10 starts us off with some more Dark States, ironically, and this time some Greedon support. We got Desire Devil Guftaran. Look, man, names, all right? Anyway, it's a grade 1 rare, 8k base. Auto, when this unit is put from rear guard into your soul by the ability of your Vanguard with greed on its card name, choose one of your Vanguards and you may have it get power 15k until the end of turn. If you do, that unit gets drive -1 until the end of turn. I don't know how I feel about this card because the power is nice. And the minus drive, you can kind of say, okay, I'm not going to deck out as fast. But at the same time, you're not plussing in hand as much and you're not, drive checking and putting threat.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest thing is if you know that you need the power to get through, cool. You get the power, but I don't think the trade-off's worth.
Now, this next card, at first when it came out, I was a little bit against it. I've been kind of seeing potential. And until I play test it, I don't know if I'm going to run it or not in the proper greed, but we're going to definitely test it out. And that is Desire Devil Hojo. It is a grade 2 double rare auto. When this unit is put on rear guard into soul, put from rear guard into soul by the ability of Vanguard agreed on its card name. Choose one of your opponent's rear guards and you may retire it, which is already a nice ability.
Yeah.
Auto soul, when your Vanguard agreed on its card name attacks, bind this card, and until the end of that battle, when your opponent will call cards from hand to Guardian Circle, they must call 2 or more at the same time. So Hojo is basically a one-battle Gomon.
Yeah, for the Vanguard.
For the Vanguard.
That's important because I don't think Gomon gives it to the Vanguard. It only gives it to the rear guards.
No, Gomon is turn, period.
Oh, fair.
So if you Gomon and you have Vanguard and 2 more rearguard swings, all those swings are going to be 2 or more. If you have 3 Vanguard swings, the 2 Vanguard swings are going to be the 2 or more.
But granted, if you have this in Soul, right? So it activates in Soul. It doesn't say when you're green on attack. So the first battle can also be guard restrict alongside the other ones.
Which is the nice part about this. The reason I had a gripe with this card is the fact that Gomon is value-wise better. Yes, this one's not a CB. Yes, this one retires. But unless you have 3 of these and you don't play Gomon, you're not going to get the same value of guard restrict as Gomon can give you. If you run Gomon, you're not going to get the guard restrict on the first battle that this thing can potentially give you. It needs to be in Soul. So this is on your second greed on turn, or if you manage to put it from hand into Soul through Greedon's ability or other abilities. So in that, it's a little bit RNG reliant as well. The retire is nice and everything. I think the solution is going to be just run both Gomon and this. If you really want to go that guard restrict route, that way your first swings are guard restrict, and then the rest of the swings, if you're swinging Vanguard or if you're swinging with rear guards, everything's guard restrict and everything's just hard to guard.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I do like the fact that they keep giving more of these effects to Greedon. It's like last set we got the last time that we got support was like a counter charger and gain power whenever it went into Soul.
Like Greedon's getting some nice stuff, and I think this card is going to see some potential. I'm just skeptical until I try it. Because, like I said, it has to be in Soul. Unless you're using Greedon's right line ability to put it from hand into Soul, this is a turn 4 card, and maybe turn 4 is the kill turn, but at the same time, it's like, maybe I could have put something else in Soul, space, I don't know. It needs testing. I'll leave my opinion until testing happens.
Fair enough.
Moving on. Now we can talk actually about some commons and rares here and there. Alex, take it away. Yeah, I know.
Excavation, equip dragon, drill eyes. It's a gray 3 common auto rear guard when this unit attacks. If you have a unit in the crossover dress state, this unit gets power plus 10,000 until the end of that battle. Is it sad to say this is probably better than half of the other crossover, other career dragons that we've gotten?
To be fair, some of them are good and some of them are bad. The couple of the first ones, they gain the power to the crossover dress. They can counterblast one, draw 2 ditch ones, not bad. A couple of other ones are bad. The new one from set 9 is amazing.
Oh yeah, that one's good. But I mean, like, there's a bunch of them that are just like, And now look at this, and I'm like, if you can't get to the point you need to be at least this is a 23k attacker.
It's a 23k attacker if you have something in crossover dress. So if you can't get there, it's a dead card. But if you can't get 2 crossover dresses, at least it's a decent column. Because this plus tricks.
And it's still a prayer dragon, so you can use it as a material for good crossover dressing.
Exactly. I view this card as you can put it in your deck if you don't really care about what benefits you get from crossover dress materials. You can at least have this crossover just if you need to. And if you're in a pickle and you only have, like, let's say a Vils or something on the rear guard already, and you can't crossover dress from hand anymore because you don't have any, cool. Let me just discard a card, use Jehiva, put this in a Trickstar in a column. Hey, look, at least I have a 28k column.
Yeah. I honestly could have seen this being a rare.
Let's not, because then that means that look, man, the fact that this is a common is giving me hope that rares and higher for crossover dress are going to be really good.
Hey, we'll see.
Anyway, moving on, we got some Brandt Gate weird, cool looking support in a common grade 2 threat, Fugengator. This is our first deleter looking unit, I'll be honest. And its ability is auto. When this unit is put on Guardian Circle, if your order zone has a grade 3 or greater set order, this unit gets shield 10k until the end of that battle, making a 15k shield from hand. Simple, straightforward. Decks that can use this. Eva has more than enough grade 3 set orders. Vanguard more than enough grade... actually, Vanguard might not be able to use this depending on how they play, because they might just put that grade 3 set order into their soul to activate the ability.
Prison's not going to use it because it has to have a grade 3 or greater set order.
Orphist. Orphist can use it. Bunker Orphist. I can put this in Bunker Orphist.
Philip, I just realized something about this card. It scares me a bit.
Delete a right line?
No. It says grade 3 or greater set order.
Oh, look, man, we're going to cross that bridge when we get there, right?
Does that mean we're going to see a grade 4 greater set order?
Grade 10. Grade 10.
I'm calling it now. Welstra's just going to like eat a product to get a giant product that you can only get out by an effect that's a grade 4 set order.
Dude, Freischütz Maximum Ultra. Because yes, this card can also be used in Velstra because you have the grade 3 set order. So overall, don't scare us. All right. Now let's talk about that teaser you talked about. Take it away.
You got Sage of... sorry.
Build up, man. Build up.
Fine. Anyways, we got a new ride line. Keter ride line. About time.
Probably, you know.
Hopefully Dragon Empire gets something new soon, because otherwise this is going to be just 3 ride lines in a set, every single set. But yeah, let's see what it does. Spoiler alert, it's like Hex Orb, but not Hex Orb. Sage of
Horoscopy.
That's wrong. Generic, same old starter effect. It's not it's Dragon Tree.
It's a horoscope, man. Horoscopy. It's not hard.
Go. Sage of Elixir, Illyron. This is a grade 1 auto. When this unit is rode upon by Sage of Robust Strojan, you can declare a normal unit or a trigger unit. Reveal the top card of your deck. If the card is a revealed declared card, you may put it into your hand. If it is not, you may put that card into your soul or the top of your deck. So you either get a plus or you get the stack, I guess.
In a way.
And then the second effect is auto. When this unit is placed on a rear guard, if you have a Vanguard with Solarion in his card name, choose up to 1 normal unit from your hand, reveal it. If you revealed a card, draw a card and put the reveal card on top of your deck.
I think it's Solarian or Solar Iron, because the word iron's in there. So I'm like
Solarion.
Good enough.
Yeah. Anyways, so interesting. It has a rear guard effect. So basically, you place this and you get to show a normal unit, draw a card, put that card on top of your deck. It's gonna matter a lot.
Oh yeah,
because of the way this deck plays. And then the other effect is just a blind call. Get the maybe plus.
I mean, look at it this way. You declare a normal unit and there's a normal unit, you plus. You declare a normal unit and there's a trigger unit, you reveal it. You can either leave it on top or put it soul. More likely you're going to leave it on top to, psych your opponent. If you declare a trigger unit, which I don't know why you would, because then a trigger would go in your hand. And if you declare the trigger and it's a normal unit, at least you can soul charge in that point.
True.
So to me, not declaring, always declaring a normal unit is the go-to. Maybe something down the road we see is going to go where, okay, I want to declare a trigger unit right now.
Yeah.
Like I can splice this in Unica somehow, please.
Next up, we have Sage of Robust Strogan. It's the grade 2. Auto, when this unit is rode upon by a unit with Solarion in its card name, you may choose a Sage of Elixir, the grade 1, and this card, and call it to rear guard.
Yay.
So basically the same effect as the Algemaster red line.
Unica. Just call her Unica, man.
Unica. Auto rear guard. When your normal unit is revealed by the ability of your Vanguard with Solarion in his card name, this unit gets auto rear guard at the end of the battle that this unit attacked. Retire this unit, counter charge 1 until the end of turn.
I honestly forgot his second ability. I just realized how stupid this deck can be.
Yeah, it's just a free attack because you counter charge.
Dude, the 5 attack option I've been talking about actually looks even more viable now.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Anyways, why are we talking about this? Well, because the grade 3, great Sage of Heavenly Law, Solarion, that's a mouthful. Auto Vanguard at the beginning of your battle phase costs Soul Blast 1, and you declare a normal unit or trigger unit and reveal the top card of your deck. If you revealed a card with the type you declared, this unit gets continuous Vanguard, all of your units get power +5 until the end of turn.
Yay.
And then auto Vanguard, when this unit attacks a Vanguard, cost Counterblast 1, look at the top 2 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 card from among them and call it to rear guard or discard it, and then put the rest on the top or bottom of your deck. So you get a mini Persona ride if you make a full board, just by declaring a normal unit.
I'd honestly say it's a full Persona ride if you have a column.
Sorry, yes, full board. It's a full Persona ride. Mini Persona ride if you just make the front row. And it's for the whole turn. So you get all the multi attacks gonna benefit from this.
Using just himself, you can literally get the 4 attack multi attack because you reveal a card for the grade 1, put it on top, and now you know what a card on top is. You can declare, you can get the plus, and then when you look at the top 2, you can call the card you put from hand onto the rear guard and just leave the second card on top, and you know what it is.
And the worst part is other than Soul Blast, which you're only gonna have like probably 1 card in Soul unless you Soul Charge by other means. So there is a card that we'll talk about that helps with that. You get at least 1 instance of his ability to go off. You'll get the Soul Blast 1, your last soul, and then your ride line is going to countercharge you after you counterblast.
Which you got to find a counterblast somewhere, because right now there is no counterblast anywhere, if I remember correctly.
Vanguard skill.
Whose?
Vanguard. When he attacks, counterblast.
Well, yeah, but that's a counterblast on battle.
The other guys, you attack with it first, and then it retires itself.
Well, yeah, but it retires itself and countercharges.
Oh, fair.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
Granted, this is where the fucking Dragon Tree grade 1 can come in handy really easily.
Exactly.
Just like plop it down, put something in front of it, counterblast 1 draw.
Whenever you get to your grade 3 turn, you can call them out and then counterblast and draw.
Pretty much. Hell, you can even do this. You can put the Dragon Tree grade 1 in the back, swing, don't boost, swing the Vanguard. If you put something on top, you know you're going to call a unit. You look at top 2. If you see 2 normal units, you can literally just call, counterblast 1, draw a card. So if you didn't see a good trigger, it's like, okay, now I've got 2 cards off the top of that. Granted, I placed 1, but still.
Yeah. And then,
unless Dragon Tree grade 1 is main phase only. I can't remember.
I don't remember either.
All right.
But yeah, so that's his effect. And then we got a fun support card for him. Dependable Pierce Dragon. Grade 3, triple rare or double rare? Double rare. Auto, when this unit is placed on rear guard, if you have a Vanguard with Solarion in its card name, choose up to 1 normal unit from your hand, reveal it. If you revealed a card, draw a card, and put the revealed card on the top of your deck. So same effect as the grade 1.
Yeah.
So basically get to stack your deck, which is good. And then auto rear guard, once per turn, when your normal unit is revealed by the ability of Vanguard with Solarion in its card name, this unit gets auto rear guard. When this unit attacks, you may have it gain power +5 until the end of battle. If you do, put it into a soul at the end of the battle until the end of turn.
I mean, if you do everything correctly, this is a first swing 23.
Yeah. And it puts back the soul that you had to spend, so you're not burning any souls, so you're just netting.
I'm still think that stuff like the Drilling Angel is going to be really nice in this deck.
Yeah. Because...
Go. Yeah, you can call Drilling Angel at the top and then Soul Charge and then potentially get something off the top again.
Oh my god, that's dumb.
Yeah. My better from 5 multi-attack combo that I'm thinking of, because you have units that can get rid of themselves, so you're not calling over anything and losing it. We have seen in set 9 and in set 2, 2 cards that have the same ability. One's a grade 3 and one's a grade 2. They literally say, when this unit is drove checked, you can call this unit to a rear guard and it gains boost.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be back row.
Also, I was telling Hector about this when I was helping him try to build this. You can run the Battle Sister from set 1 that when you draft check a trigger, you counterblast 2 to their stand. Because you're not CBing that much in this deck at the moment. At the moment. So if you know you're going to hit a trigger or not, so you can know whether or not you're start using the skill.
Like, the beauty about this deck is it is stacking, but at the same time, it's not stacking triggers. Like you're putting a normal unit on top, and then if you're doing everything right, you're calling that same normal unit to the rear guard. So you're only really looking at the top card of your deck. You're not looking past that. So if there's a trigger on top, great. If there's not a trigger on top, you can still drive check 2 normal units even after the call.
True.
So that is a weird card for me. I'd rather have stuff that can, like you're getting guaranteed 4 attacks. If you do Drilling Angel, you might get lucky and get a 5th attack off of him. If you do the 2 cards I mentioned, they call themselves if they're draw check, you definitely get 5 attacks from that. Because what you basically do is you show that card, put it on top. When you swing a Vanguard, you look at top 2, you leave the card you left, and then you just hope there's another normal unit. Because it comes down to, well, if there is a normal unit, great. If there's a trigger unit, I'm just going to call that card. I'm not going to get 5 attacks, but I'm at least going to get 4 attacks with a good trigger.
Wait a minute. So most of the support for him makes itself disappear, right?
Yeah.
You know what'd be really funny? Is if you run the tech card I ran for my MLB deck.
Cannabis 1, draw 2, call 2?
No.
That'll be a
gray
good card.
3 that the gray 3 that if you and your opponent don't have a board. Granted, your opponent has to have no board. Never mind.
Yeah, no. You don't have retire.
Okay.
But that did bring up, you can run the fucking order. Cannabis 1, draw 2, call 2. You said yourself this deck doesn't CB much.
Yes. And right now that most of it's grade 2 or less, so.
Overall, this is going to be a very fun deck to test. Hector's already on it, making a deck list and tweaking it.
Yeah.
So we'll see what he comes up with.
Exactly.
Moving on, however, we got more cards to look at. Something from Stoicheia that looks like it can be in a Aqua Force C deck, but it might not be. Or it is, actually.
And this is a great art in Tear Dragon, but man, is the effect kind of. It's a screw bullet dragon. It's grade 3 common. Auto when this unit attacks, if it's the 4th battle this turn or more, it gets power +5 until the end of battle.
I mean, simple, straightforward. I'd rather run the fucking thing that gets 23 if I have to, and it goes with soul at least. But hey, maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows? You know, budget decks, man. Budget. You got to think about the budget decks.
Think about the budget decks.
Speaking about thinking about the budget decks, here's a card for Bruce. So Bruce will be getting support in set 10. I can't wait to see what kind of high rear support he gets. But we got a common grade 1, Diabol's Girls, Heidi. Auto rearguard. When this unit boosts, if you are in final rush, this unit gets 5k until the end of turn. We have so many of these cards already in Bruce and Diabol specifically. I can already think of 2 of them off the top, and one of them was even released a set before. The only difference is one of them is a 13k on its own, doesn't have to boost to get 5k, and the other one gives 5k to the unit in front of it, period. So it's almost like a boost. So this is just more of the same for me. Speaking of which, more of a not fucking the same. So they released something very interesting for Brandt Gate. So in set 9, we've seen a weird trend in certain nations, like in Stoicheia and Keter, where they've been getting this weird supporting cast of units in common slots and rare slots. For Stoicheia, it was 2 grade 3 bugs that gave each other 10k basically if they were on the board. And in Keter was 3 cards that basically could work off each other. It's like Battle Sisters. What the fuck is this?
This is the cleaning crew.
Anyway, Brandt Gate got a new set order, grade 1, deploy 3 cleaning sisters. And yes, we're going to get all 3 sisters. This order's effect is continuous orders on during your turn, all of your front row units get 2k. So it is a generic order, and it might be ran in certain decks as a tech option because 2k, like you can stack it, like you play all 4 of them somehow. It is still 8k to the front row, so it's not bad. But I'm more curious to see what these sisters do. So we're going to start off with, one sec. Putzschwastern Moppi. There we go. Putzschwarz. Okay, it's basically like cleaning. It's the German word for fucking cleaning.
Putzschwestern.
Putzschwarzen. Putzschwestern. Basically, it's like clean sister. Look, man, I'm bad at German. I know some of it, but basically, it's like Putzschwestern. Schwestern is sister. Moppi. She's a common grade 1. I think all of them are common grade 1s. Auto, when this unit is placed on rigor, counterblast 1, look at top 5 cards of your deck, choose up to 1, deploy 3 Cleaning Sisters, or put Schwestern Bleche, which is another one of them, from among them, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle your deck. So it's a counterblast 1, search another piece. Speaking of Bleche, put Schwestern Bleche. Auto, when the unit is placed on rigor, counterblast 1, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, choose up to 1, deploy 3 Cleaning Sisters, or put Schwestern Vipe, which is another sister, from among them, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle your deck. Kind of getting an idea where this deck is going.
Yes.
Because the last one is the only rare of these, put Schwestern Vipel, and this one does not have the same ability. It has continuous rearguard. This unit gets all of the following according to the number of deploy 3 Cleaning Sisters in your order zone. 1 or more during your turn, this unit gets 5k, making her technically a 15k in the front row. 2 or more, this unit cannot be chosen by your opponent's card effects, activated on opponent's turn 2. So this is resist, basically. And then 3 or more, if this unit is in back row center column, all of your back row rear guards get power 5k, and it's active on your opponent's turn 2. So basically this, if you get all the conditions and you put all the sisters in the back row, this is an 18k booster for Vanguard, and the other 2 are 13k boosters, where the front row is getting 6k, potentially x8k.
Actually, this is a 18k booster.
I said that, 18k booster behind Vanguard.
13, my bad. I thought you said 13, my bad.
No, 18k booster behind Vanguard, and then 13k boosters of the other 2 sisters, or any grade 1 in that matter, because it just says all back row rear guards, could be anything. And at that point, you're also getting 6k to the front row. This is very interesting. I want to make a jank deck that runs this. Actually, I know exactly what deck this could be really interesting in, and it just might work.
Oh, yeah?
You remember that little monster that said on place, look at top 5 and put all set orders in the order zone?
Oh my god. Monster cleaning crew here.
Like, that's one idea. I don't know where else we can go with this, because I don't think we're actually going to get a dedicated raw line for these.
No.
But it's a fun thought. All right, moving on before we go too long, because we're already going way too long. Alex, take away the last rare from set 10 that we got so far.
Academic of Demonstration Theoric.
Good enough.
Auto, when this unit is auto rearguard, when your normal unit is revealed by the ability of your Vanguard with Solarian and its card name. Until the end of turn, this unit gains boost and power +5.
I mean, it's not bad. It's a 15k booster.
Yeah, or attacker.
Or a 15k attacker, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, simple, straightforward.
Yeah.
See, I'm more interested in what the Thursday stream showed us on top of those sisters, because those are a Thursday stream reveal. We also got 3 fucking promos that are make all the fucking decks they upgrade busted.
This is some stuff, let me tell you.
First, we're gonna start with Favernil. When are we gonna get him? Please give us Favernil on set 10 as double rare like Graham Grace, please. Otherwise, these promos are gonna just be useless. At least in English. We got Demonic Swordsman of Fracture Eligos. It is a grade 3 promo for Favernil because it goes auto rearguard. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, if you have a Vanguard with Favernil in its card name, put another rearguard into Soul. Choose one of your opponent's rearguards and retire it. And if the sum of the grades of Dark States cards in your Soul is 13 or more, counter charge 1. This thing's fucking amazing.
So, yeah.
So fix his Soul, because you can swing with this and fix your Soul if you need to.
Yeah.
It retires something. Because it retires something, it triggers Favernil's ability, draw a card, put a card to Soul.
Yep.
It does everything. And it countercharges. It fucking countercharges.
So if you have 2 of these on the board, it makes the Vanguard free.
It does. It's great. Granted, you need to eat your rearguards. But still.
Yeah.
It's fucking good. I can't wait to try this out.
You know what's another fun fact about this card? You get to put another rear guard into your soul, right?
Yeah.
So not only do you get to put your dead cards into your soul, but you also can say, hey, you know, if you ever decide you want to run the unicorn, you can just put the unicorn on rear guard, use the deck to suck up the unicorn, and use the unicorn later down the road.
You can do that. I'm never gonna do that. Unicorn in Favanil is a bad card in my opinion.
Well, I mean, like, it's an example. Like, say you have like a grade 4 boost.
Good sir, the other promo, the grade 2 that says if you did not ride this turn, this counts as a grade 4 in that soul, and you can then bind it when the Vanguard attacks to get 5 kit to the front.
Oh yeah, that card. Yeah.
There we go.
2 promos. There you go. It's just like MLB or Overlord all over again.
Pretty much. But hey. This is not the only deck that got fucking upgrade. The other one is like an unnecessary but beautiful upgrade. Oh my fucking god, the best boy.
Why did they need this?
Because we can.
They didn't need this. They didn't need it.
Mobile Kennel Eingarten. It's a grade 1 set order, and from the name, you can kind of guess it's a product. It's a grade 1 product set order. Oh, Velstra just got stupid.
So at this point, why does Velstra run the original product line? Just run maximum and that's it?
You run the original product line to deck thin. Or granted, you run the original grade 1 to deck thin and then grab the grade 1 so you can put the grade 2 in and draw a card, Soul Charger card.
But isn't this also one you can get with the red line now?
Oh yeah, now this is replacing the original completely. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like so there's no point in running the originals except for maximum.
Exactly. What does this card do? Auto. When this card is put from hand or order zone into your drop during your turn, put this card into your order zone or soul. And then operate. It doesn't end there. Operate. Auto order zone. When this card is operated, call this card as a power 10k critical 1 normal unit with boost to an open rear guard and put that unit into the order zone at the end of the turn.
Granted, I doubt you're rarely ever going to use the operate skill, because
Alex,
most of the time there's other products that you want to operate.
Oh, not wrong. You're not wrong at all.
But the fact that it's a grade 1 product that does something other than the retire skill, which is obviously rarely ever used, and you can now use it as freaking hand fodder.
Hand fodder, soul fodder. And on top of that, if you don't have a good board setup, this just gives you 4 attacks easily.
And you can just drop it from your hand for a cost of anything during your turn, and then put it straight into your order zone.
So they did a smart here. They said, call this card to an open rear guard. If they didn't put that clause in, this would have been fucking busted.
Yeah. Also, the grade 2 triple rare from last set, its cost is to discard a card to search for, right?
Oh, yeah.
So you just discard this, put it into your order zone, and then get a card. So you just net. You don't even minus.
Hell, put it into your soul so you can just pay literally Soul Blast 1 at that point for him.
Yeah, it's true.
This is utility. This is the biggest utility I've ever seen, and it just does everything. Even the ride line. Oh, I'm going to retire this from the order zone so I can get the grade 2 so I can Soul Charge and draw. Oh, wait a minute. It goes back into the order zone. Oh, wait, I need more soul. It goes into soul.
Yeah.
Like I said, the biggest...
The operate skills is nice to have, but you're probably never going to use it.
No.
The other ability is dumb.
I'll say this. If for some reason we get a good Velstra support card that gets rid of itself, this is our 5th attacker if we don't have 2 maximums in order zone. Actually, hold up.
You now have 5 attacks, I think.
No, this can't. If you have 2 maximums, you got 5 attacks. If you can open a rear guard, you can get 5 attacks with 1 maximum in this.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of, does I need to read maximum? I need to read maximum. We're going on a tangent. 1 minute.
Because he doesn't call over open circle, does he?
I need to check that. That's going to be very important. I need to check that. I need to definitely check that. I need to check this. Operate. Cannabis when return a rear guard. Call this card to as a power normally to an open rear guard. Okay, they didn't break it. They didn't break it. They didn't break it. But there's potential here. I'm going to find this potential. All right, last promo before we get to the news and before this episode goes way fucking too long because we do have a lot more news to talk about. Alex, take away something fucking amazing for Granfia.
Oh, shit. I need you to look up something for me real quick before we do this.
Mm-hmm.
Can you read the grade 2 triple rare from last set?
What?
For maximum, or for the blitz deck.
Which grade 2?
Does it operate on attack, period, or does it have to be grade 3?
When this unit swings, if you have a Vanguard with Velstrand's card named Soul Blast 2, operate.
Okay, never mind. Didn't break that either. Cool. So we got a new promo for Granfia, Fairy of Kandor-Arian.
Good enough.
Isn't it? It's a card. Auto back row rear guard at the beginning of your battle phase. If you have a Vanguard with Granfia in its card name, call up to 1 plant token to rear guard. And if you have a Noblest Rose token on rear guard, counterblast 1 and draw a card.
That's fucking amazing.
So, just early game, you plop this down, right? Mm-hmm. And you just get free 3 13k columns in the early game.
Yep.
And then late game, it's just, you never use your CB for much anyways other than Ps. So, just...
And sticky.
Draw more. And sticky, yeah. But now you just have a way to keep drawing more cards. So, arguably, this is arguably better than the sticky.
I'd say sticky's still good because sticky at least is a 13k on its own.
True. But... I mean, at least this doesn't make you lose tokens.
No.
You just keep accumulating tokens at that point.
No. Like, definitely need testing, but I think I already have a spot for it in the last version of Granfia we did.
Yeah.
All right. With that being done, and slowly hitting the hour mark, we're going to hit the news section. But before that, if you're interested in any of the cards we just mentioned, go check out Triple Sleeve TCG.
They get great deals on singles, clan splits, and even cases, so go check out their website.
Link will be in the description. All right. Starting us off with the news section, I want to just quickly announce one more time, because this probably wasn't mentioned in the last week time, but we already know that Set 9 is going to be introducing triple rare reprints of Trick Moon, Swirler, a Orphis card, a Keter card, those two are not important, and Inlet. Like, those two could have been better picks, but hey, maybe Set 10 is going to make them better picks. However... Busa 9 in Japan is doing a promotional with a Hololive thing where you're getting the plant tokens and noble tokens as Hololive characters. Since Bushiroad English or products in English will not be able to have that because of, I'm going to assume, copyright reasons or whatever, they instead gave us double rare reprints in Set 9. And they're of Stealth Dragon Togachi Rashi, Diabolus Maiden Megan, Boba Main, actually saying monster now, Painkiller Angel, and Spurring Maiden Elfenia.
Elenia.
Elenia?
I think it's 2 L's.
I thought that was an F. Whatever. These are some really good picks for reprints. Ain't that right?
Yeah. The Bulbamain, the Painkiller, and the Stealth Dragon are all good. You want the Madonna for Bruce.
Mm-hmm.
And the Elena's nice. I mean, I don't know really much to use it, but it's still a good card to have.
Out of all the double rares from Stoicheia, a good generic card is that. Like,
yeah.
Granted, we get Megan, but still. So that's great news for English side. I want to see what the ratios for this are going to be because in Japan, the Hololive promotional things, you got one in every single pack. I doubt that's going to happen here, but if it does, holy shit. Yes?
The
next part. Oh, yeah, the next part. Speaking of stuff in the future, Festival Booster 2023, we got some extra information regarding that. That is the fact. The cards from Booster Set 1 Lyrical Monasterio get a dress up with a new ability in the festival collection. So we're getting the original boss units from Lyrical 1 with new effects. Alex is so happy.
I hate this game.
You okay?
I begged Bushiroad for Willis to support for almost over a year.
And here it is.
And they didn't give it to me, so I gave up on Lyrical. So I got rid of all my Lyrical decks.
But here it is.
I hate Bushiroad.
That's not the only thing we're actually getting in Festival Booster. We're also getting 2 new Regalia piece cards, as well as reprint Perfect Guards with new special reprint arts. Or it's not arts, it just says special reprints of Perfect Guards. I'm more curious to see what these Regalia pieces are going to do, because these arts look very interesting.
Yeah, the one on the right looks like some kind of defensive blitz kind of effect.
And the one on the left is, like, if they want to make a trifecta, the one on the left needs to be a set order.
Yeah.
Just pick what Regalia piece you want. A set order, a normal order, or a blitz order.
We'll see.
Anyway, moving on. With that, though, we do have an English release schedule for all the products coming out in English. And of course, with February 3rd already passed, Minerva Rising is out. The next set, though, is Chronojet coming out February 24th. And then after that, we get Dragon Tree and all its goodies on March 31st, followed by Messiah. Why fucking June 9th? Why the fuck is it coming June 9th? And then we're still waiting for actual confirmation for Dragon Masquerade, which is set 10, as well as Festival Booster 2023. Speaking of future products, the P&V Special Series, we got more information on that. No English date yet. I'm getting scared that it wasn't on the schedule, but maybe we're going to get it down the road. But P&V Special Series, oh my god, they announced some goodies. First off, we already got a teaser of certain units that are going to get reprinted. You can see on screen it's key units such as, key units for striding, key units like VRs, PGs that cannon charge, and even drop PGs. You know, Atreus is going to be happy getting another version of Overlord.
Just more to add to his binder.
But that's not all. Holy shit. Alex, what are we getting?
We're getting updated effects to older units. For example, some strides and crits from G are getting updated with new things.
They're not just getting updated with new things. I don't know why this picture I found is not showing it. I'll see if I can find the correct picture.
The crit has updated power and shield of a 15k shield and 10,000 power.
Yep. 15k power. 10k yeah, you said it correctly. Ignore me.
Yeah. But on top of that, not only are we getting updated stats, but we're also getting an updated effects too also. So they're going to be adding effects into whatever they did.
Changing effects, adding effects. Basically, they're not going to be the same cards. The names are going to be the same. The arts apparently are going to be the same. The effects are not.
But the good news is you can still run the old cards and they'll still have the same effect.
The new effect, correct.
But the new ones that are going to be printed will have the new effect.
Yep. Anyway, this is exciting news, and this is honestly a really big win for Premium. If I remember correctly, and if I can find it, let's see here. I believe these packs, there we go, is going to be one pack with 3 cards. One box will contain 10 packs, and there's going to be 340 cards, 25 triple rares, 51 double rares, and 264 commons, plus parallels.
Also, I think I have a theory that the crit trigger is going to be moved to 10k power instead of 5k power.
It is.
I mean, like, for the effect. When it goes into soul.
Oh, okay. You got to specify that, man.
But I also think the reason we're getting a change to the stride, you might be getting a change to the stride clause.
I can see that. I don't know what, because the deck sets for Chrono Gem Messiah have not changed that much, so that'll be interesting.
So we'll see.
Anyway, speaking of Messiah, we're going to get to that in a bit. I just want to show this and get jealous a little bit. The Deluxe series is getting promo packs in Japan of triggers with frame rare arts. I'm actually a decent fan of frame rares. I do agree with people, SBs look nicer, but frame rares don't look bad. And this is making me jealous that Japan's getting these and we're probably never going to get these.
So, you want to have some fun? So, last time we got a Deluxe rare pack.
Yeah.
It was for all the characters in the series, their red lines updated into frame rare.
Mm-hmm.
So, these are probably triggers to match this season's characters and what they're going to be playing. So, what do you think fits for every single one of these?
Overdress. I see Circus. So Unica.
I think that's going to be, it's probably Unica.
I see Aliens. So maybe Gravidia. I see Youth on the bottom. That's Youth 100% on the bottom.
But I think the triggers are probably meant for Vanguard.
I can see that. Jejul, Youth, and Leonor are on the bottom. I can see their triggers there. And then you got another Stoicheia one. I'm going to assume it's Granfia, Vanguard, Unica, and then the Keter is for the new Sage, I guess.
Probably.
I don't know. Look, man, that's weird, all right? Anyway,
Exactly.
with that all being said, that's actually been it for the news section. A lot of stuff. Oh, actually, one more thing.
Oh, boy.
Yes. I need to find it, but next Tuesday stream, I forgot to mention this beforehand. Next Tuesday stream, we'll be revealing support cards for Brandt Gate that are slightly unusual from Booster Set 10. And then it has in parentheses, ultra amazing. Makes me scared. And we're going to get another fucking Brandt Gate ride line.
Please, no.
But on top of that, oh no, sorry. No, I'm an idiot. I'm literally reading the Thursday stream from previous week. That was the maidens, the cleaning maidens. Never mind. Ignore me. I need to move a little bit forward. Is this one? Yes, there we go. Repeating content from episode 5, revealing Messiah ride line for Stride Deck Set Messiah, including a new Arrestor Messiah. You're gonna see me fangirl.
Oh, boy.
Yee. As well as promo cards for March shop tournaments, which is gonna be interesting to see what promos we're gonna be getting. And then for the Thursday stream next week, if I can scroll correctly this time, revealing 2 strengthening cards for Blue Death Star from Booster 10, which means Vanguard is getting some support this upcoming Thursday. Break Through the Darkest Sky Warriors. And then as well, revealing the promo cards for March monthly Bushy Road. So we'll see what another monthly Bushy Road promo. Sweet.
There's probably 2 more V support cards that have the
More
fixing
likely.
grade 2 ride lines clause.
Overall, I'm excited to see what we get. But yeah, we're going to slowly end this episode here because we've been going for a little bit longer. We've caught up, which means next week's episode is not going to be as long. Hopefully, maybe. Let's hope.
So,
I know, right? Anyway, with all that being said, we're going to end this episode here. Thank you, everybody, so much for watching episode 161, if it is, of V-Time. If you loved the episode, please like, share it with your friends. Comment down below what you think of the Great 10 and Set 9 and what you think of upcoming Set 9 and Set 10 upcoming Mass Quests, or whatever the fuck that thing is going to be. If you like what we do here, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell to get notified. Maybe even follow us on Twitter, join us on Discord, like us at Facebook, watch us over here on YouTube, and maybe even listen to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify.
Yep.
But yeah, I've been Philip.
This is Alex.
And we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Woo! Holy shit, an hour and 10 effing minutes. You good?
I'm trying to stretch, man. I was sitting here for an hour and 10 minutes.